That was sick. Yeah, hell yeah. Damn. Hold on to your butts, guys. I reckon the outro is even better than the intro. It is so good.
I definitely agree.
Steve.
Larman here.
That's it. Episode...
I'm going to leave you hanging until you tell me what it is.
I know what it is. 21.
Yes, we made it past 20.
Today. 21. Do I get the key to the door?
Yeah, you get the key to the doghouse, mate, with the missus. That's all you get.
I'll see.
Nah, cool. So how was your gaming week this week? Busy week?
Mine is, it goes from 30 hours in 1 week doing World of Warcraft Classic to doing about 3 hours covering about 7 different games. I don't even... Actually, I'm going to start with my upset rant first. Let's start it.
We've been going for like 30 seconds and he's starting with a rant. It's always a good way to start a podcast.
I got 2, but it'll flow on to the other one because I've ranted about them a fair bit. World of Warcraft Classic. I'm on a PvP server. I accept PvP. I like PvP. If I see someone... As long as they're close to my level, say, because I'm level 30-something. Jeez, it's been that long since I played. I've forgotten my level. I think I'm roughly, let's just say 35.
He's a dedicated player, mate. He's a dedicated player. That's all he is.
If I see someone around 35, 36, maybe even 37, if I can sneak up on them, down to like 32, I'll take them on. I'll kill them because it's...
Oh, so you actually fight other players now?
Yeah, because I'm on the PvP server, person versus person.
Yeah, but I thought you said there wasn't something starting until...
No, that's the arena. So you sign up to the arena and you go there just to fight people. But what I'm in...
So you run in like an assassin and backstab the person and kill them and then run away?
Well, I won't attack if they're injured from a fight. I have some honour.
Oh, yeah, right. Mate, they'd be bleeding to death. You'd be like, hang on, let me get one more stab in.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Every now and then I will. I'll just run past, quickly throw out a lightning bolt, and boom, they're dead. But this was my Saturday night. Internet's crashing all throughout the day. And then, so I'm upset. I'm working on the house. I'm running around. I don't have my kids. It's my weekend without the kids. So... hooray. No, it's not it's like a sad hooray. Like, cause you feel good because you can game, but at the same time you're like, I'm a bad dad. So I was like, yep, that's it. The missus gone out. She's going out somewhere. The hen's party or something. I'm wearing just my jocks and it's on. I'm going to be gaming. I see you trying to message me, sucker. I learnt that ages ago. So the PvP server, like, it depends on where you are. Like, if you're in a horde area, most of them people are horde. So Alliance will run in, try to kill you, and then run off. Or you can go to an Alliance area where all the Alliance cities are, and horde can run in, kill them, and run off. Then there's contested areas, and there's shared areas like towns where both are allowed to go to. But if I accidentally click on them and I've got an auto attack,
Whoops!
Guards, yes, I will. I'll attack, and then boom, the guards will come flooding in, and they'll wipe you out. So you have to be careful. It's Saturday night. Just turned it on. I got my big cup. I got like a 1 liter cup of cola. I call it Coke, but it's ever since what was that show? Oh no, I've forgotten it, and it's one of the best movies ever. Oh, it's Super Troopers. Can't get a liter of cola.
It's not cola. That's very
Well, it is. It's America when they're saying it. But
I was trying to be political, and then I thought, nah, I'm just gonna leave it.
So I sat down. I fired up World of Warcraft. I log in. I'm in a bit of an overpowered area because I've finished everything else. I'm grinding. I get right down because I'm taking on 2 beasts. I didn't get to heal after the first one just died. Boom, a mage runs past and he literally dots me. I don't even have time to do anything. I'm dead. And I was like, ooh, it's like that, is it? And I'm like, oh, That serves me right. Really, I'm in a PvP server. I'm in a contested area. I shouldn't have taken on 2 beasts and let my health get that far down. So I resurrect, and because you got to run back to your corpse, and then you can resurrect at your corpse. Or when you die, you're in front of some angel lady. You can get her to revive you, but you take a minus 10%, I think it is, durability, and you get sickness, like rev sickness. So everything is really damaged for ages, like 10 minutes I think the rev sickness goes for, and you're on half stamina or something like that. It's bad. So
so it's like so it like limits your your capabilities in the game. Okay.
It's pretty much to really say, hey, I can revive you, but you should go back to your body. But sometimes that run back to your body is pretty far. This time it wasn't too bad. I'm like, oh, whatever, push auto run, and I'm just like, auto run is only running straight, so you got to go left and right and all that kind of stuff. But get back to my body. Me being the silly beep I didn't check around. So I just revived as soon as I got back to my body. You start with half health, half mana. Boom. I've got dots on me. The mage is in. He's going. So I quickly fly around. I'm trying to interrupt him. I'm earth shocking. He's only level 31, or he's 2 or 3 levels below me, but it's too late. Like he's got me. I die. And I look behind him and there's a mate standing there. So no matter what, I was not going to be able to take him because his mate would have just healed him. He was like a priest or something.
Yep.
So I'm back. I'm back at the lady now. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Stuff it. I'll just resurrect here with the lady. So I resurrect there and I'm running along. I'm like, stuff it. I can go do this other one. 3 alliance just pop out over the hill. I'm like, oh, man. I haven't... Like, this is all in a matter of half an hour. I've killed 2 beasts. That's it. 2 monsters. I've got full bar of rest. You can't get any more rest. They gank me, kill me. So I'm back at the lady, and I'm like, I didn't run far from the body, far from the lady. I'll go to my body, and I'll look around, make sure everyone's okay, and it's all sweet. I run there, and I get to my body, and I'm looking around. I'm like, yes, sweet. Just as I push... Is he right? Just as I push resurrect, my body appears. Boom, my internet drops.
Oh, man, I love the internet dropping.
So I have spent 35 minutes to kill 2 crocodiles and run half of this map, and you can imagine.
Well, I'm glad you didn't have a controller in your hand. But how's the...
If I was on PlayStation, it would have been done. I would have lost it. I would have.
How's your mouse going since? Is it in pieces or?
No, the mouse survived. But oh golly, and just the internet. So then I couldn't watch Netflix. I couldn't jump on Crunchyroll. I got my new PSVR headset. I wanted to watch some anime on. Nothing. Couldn't do nothing. Just I was in bed, upset, reading a book with a block of chocolate and a 1 liter of cola by 7:30, 8 p.m. on a Saturday night. My missus at a hen's party, Wild Boys Afloat, bloody all these male strippers, and here I am just at the pinnacle of my life.
You could have gone there and shown them what to do, mate.
Oh, I would have. So that was my Saturday.
He's not even going there with that comment. He just dismissed it. I like it.
That was probably the only WoW I actually done this week. I've been
2 crocodiles, mate. I don't even know if it's classified as actually playing the game.
So that's one of mine. So let's go with one of yours, and then we'll come back to me.
Well, Snake Pass. I've been playing on Xbox One. Have you heard of it?
The hell is Snake Pass?
Well, you're this like 3D snake, and you have to go around and collect little items and go to some totems, but you're following instructions from a bird. Now, I don't know why you'd be following instructions from a bird, because a snake will eat a bird normally, but apparently it's your friend or something and helping you with the tutorial.
What
Pretty
kind
cool
of,
game.
What kind of graphics? And is it top down? Is it what?
No, it's like third person, so you're behind it, and you
Okay.
slither around. It's kind of hard mechanical, because like to make the snake move, you got to move the thing left and right, like how the snakes move.
Oh, Snake Pass. What console? What? Oh, is it PC?
Xbox One.
One.
Yeah.
How much?
I didn't pay for it. I was using the
Oh, is it on the store?
the
Xbox Live.
whatever it's called. I can't even think of it at the moment. But yeah, the gaming.
I thought
Where you
it's
can download all the games.
I thought it's Xbox Live.
Game Pass on the Game Pass.
On Xbox
Mate, how do I
Live.
do that? I'm such a gamer, aren't I? I can't even remember Game Pass. Like it's in the word game. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, you can download it there. They've got heaps of games there that I'm just trying out, and if I like it, then I'll go and buy it. So that's what I'm trying to use it as, sort of like a.
Would you buy it?
So would I buy the game? I'm not really sure. I'm not sold on it yet. Look, it's a different concept. So it's sort of like you're sort of like Mario running around, but as a snake.
Yep.
So it looks pretty cool. Hard to maneuver, but as I said, you'll probably get used to it as we're. But yeah, no. So I played that a little bit, but not really very much. So yeah. You've got the Xbox One? Have you played on the Game Pass? Have you got the Game Pass yet or not?
I haven't turned it on. It's a piece of. Oh, that was a close one. We nearly lost our PG rating just then. We nearly went all the way to R rated.
I don't think there's enough beeps there. No, look, I actually like the idea of the game compared to.
This is where I'm gonna get. I have to back Xbox on this, and that hurts me. But
you feel dirty?
I do. I'll have a shower after this. But their online service with the free giveaways is brilliant. PlayStation does 2 a month. While I don't actually condone them or question that, because I don't really play more than 2 a month anyway, and most of the time they're games that I have probably already owned. I'm only just playing them to muck around until the next new game is released. So I'm not too fussed about the service system that PlayStation offers, but Xbox, on the other hand, kudos to them. Like the amount of games that they actually have on their store for free, even though a lot of them are terrible, it's still.
I don't think they're terrible.
I wouldn't pay for a lot of them.
Yeah, okay, but like as you said, like you'd use it for filler. For the Game Pass, because exactly like what you said, I just did that with the Snake Pass. I'm like,
yeah.
I saw the game come out I think it was last year, maybe this year. I thought, I'm not going to pay for it, but I'll give it a go and see how it is. Playing it, I played it for about an hour, and I'm like, look, it's okay. But would I go out and buy it? Nah, probably not. So it saves me money that way, because then I can find out if the games I like or not.
Yeah.
I did download Shadow of Mordor.
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't started playing that. I was just,
Ooh. Shadow of Mordor, is that number 2? That's number 2, I believe. Number 1 was one of the early releases on PS4. It took me by surprise, and I loved it. It was, freaking epic. I loved it.
That's not what you were telling me you could
the Nemesis
sort of thing?
Oh, you can't build bases. Well, I never finished number 2. I can't remember. There was another game that got released and it didn't pull me in like the first one. I think the first one was just you could take over people. You'd get nemesises. You'd take their army on. And yeah, I loved number 1. It was sort of like Assassin's Creed with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember you telling me the other week to download it, and I went, yeah, I will, and I went, I haven't done it, so I thought I'd better.
I'm pretty sure Shadow of Mordor is the number 2. Mate, I just can't remember what number 1 was actually called, or maybe it is number 1, and I can't remember what number 2's called. Shadow of War was number 2. So you've Shadow of Mordor is number 1. Middle Earth or Shadow of
Yeah,
War.
Shadow of Mordor, Middle Earth. Yeah. That's the one I've downloaded, and I've downloaded the Game of the Year edition.
That would be number 1. Then
Okay.
Shadow of War was number 2. It wasn't as good, I don't reckon. I don't reckon it was as good as number 1. But Shadow of Mordor, Middle Earth, it was in the it was very early. Literally, I think it might have even been a PS4 first release, maybe, because it would have to be around 2000 maybe not 2013, 14. I reckon I played Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah. But look, as I said, I remember you talking about it. You said it was pretty cool, so I've downloaded that as well. But as you know, with my internet, it takes about 4 weeks to download it, so we'll hopefully discuss it next month sometime when it finishes.
Yep, that's it.
But no. Yeah, I can't remember what else I played this week. I had a quiet week.
No Man's Sky?
Of course I did. I was waiting for the question. I am at 138 hours. 138. And you know what? I am still not at the core. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, if you ask me to tell me what I was doing for the 138 hours, I'll tell you mining asteroids, building shonky bases. Mate, you should see some of the bases they build on it. Some of the other people that have been doing it like since day one.
I can't. I literally, even if I got in there and my mate gave me, look, prime example.
Well, I borrowed the money, remember?
Yeah. And the young fella's like, can you build me a base on Minecraft? I built him a 5x5 like, stone wall shack with 1 door. That's my artistic level gone. I was like, rubbing the knuckles on the chest, blowing them. I was proud of myself. He's like, what the hell's that? he turned 33, and that's how shocked he was.
Look, some of the detail that they put in the bases, and I reckon the time that they would have spent building them, like, it puts me to shame, really. You see I've got pretty much the same sort of shacks that you do. Like, they're all wooden, and it's just, crap. But it serves its purpose for the game.
Yeah, they used to do it on Rust and Ark, but apparently Ark was even worse. It could take you, like, ages. You'd grind to get one dinosaur, and then you'd just get killed or something. It was gone. You're like,
So No Man's Sky, 138 and counting. No, I'm not stopping anytime soon.
Oh, well, I actually played sit-down arcade machine. I've moved on from you. I hate knowing. It's back on me.
It's back on you? Okay, cool. So tell me about the sit-down arcade. How did it go?
It's the easiest way to explain it. It is like a sit-down tabletop kind of arcade. It's just pretty much a Raspberry Pi in a box. It's got 1 player on one side, 2 player on the other side, and you're just looking down at a flat 22-inch, 24-inch computer monitor. All I gotta say first before you continue is please tell me it's got Gallagher. Yep. And the young fella's actually good at it. He loves Gallagher. Like, there's this one game. It's like an old school country western, and A, B, and C used to be the buttons back then, like the red, green, blue, like left, middle, right. Left shoots on a 45-degree angle, middle shoots straight, and obviously right shoots 45-degree angle to the right. And you just move. You move forward and you got to shoot. It is actually very difficult. Like, you got to get to a checkpoint. I don't make that checkpoint every time. Like, it's for me, it's difficult. So for him, he gets done by the third person. Like, and all of a sudden I finally get in the groove and off I go. I'm up to level 2. I'm beating bosses, and he's upset by that point. So I have to turn it off and go back to Gallagher. But That was sit down arcade machine, probably only, maybe an hour or two in that bad boy. But that rolled on from that. He's like, he saw me playing Zelda Link's Awakening on the Switch and was like, "What are you doing there?" I was like,
How you going with Zelda?
I'm pretty much finished it. Yeah, I reckon pretty much finished it. I'd be nearly, I reckon 99% finished. Like I've upgraded
How good was the ending?
Yeah, I got the real ending other than you. You got the fake one. But by like 99%, maybe.
I can't even cope. Okay, so let's start this conversation again. I'm the one that passed Zelda Link's Awakening. I'm the one that I didn't see the secret ending, and I'm not going to tell anybody that because it's it doesn't need to be said. But fantastic game, except for the lag. The lag really annoyed me towards the end as well. I am 99% done. I've got a couple of quests that I've got to do for the like the dungeon building guy, Dempy.
Yep, Dempy. Yeah, yep.
Don't know if I can be bothered doing the rest of them. And I've got 4 shells to get all of the shells in the game. And I can't get the 4 shells because of my controller.
The drift lag. Send them off to Nintendo. Send them off.
I'm going to try to see what I can do. Because I finished the game anyway, so I'm like, okay, I don't need to play the Switch for a bit until Pokemon comes out. But I need it fixed by Pokemon. So it's either that or I'm going to buy another one. I'll probably just...
For the cost of the Joy-Cons, let's face it. Especially that. Well, and this brings it on. Actually, I'll ask you then. Now that you've finished it, and you've seen the flaws, you've seen the blurry screen, you've seen the drop rates, but on the other side of the coin, you've seen the beautiful music and the cartoon graphics sort of grow on you and the cinematics.
Can I say something about the cartoon graphics? I thought it was cartoon graphics until I went to the egg. So the egg's on the top of the mountain. The egg's there the whole game. You can go there right from the start. So that's not a spoiler. There's an egg on a mountain that's on the trailer. When you actually walk up to the egg, it's... Can you hear that?
No, not really.
So when you actually walk up to the egg, I was trying to work out, like, because you're saying chibi style or something last time. I'm like, I don't know if it's chibi style. And then I walk up the top and I'm like looking at the mountain. I'm like, it hit me. Zelda is like a 3D board game you are playing. So it's like they've made it out of a mold and you're just running around that actual mold. So it's all... What is that cartoon when you were young, the green guy? It was made out of plasticine sort of thing.
Gumby.
Yeah. So it's sort of like him, but
like
made
models.
like a mold. Yeah. And I just realised at the end, I'm like, huh. So the whole game, and then now if you walk around and have a look at it, like at the beach, you can see that it's sort of like a model and all that. Yeah. So that's what I found quite interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look.
I didn't answer your question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I would buy it again.
Yeah.
And I would pay full price.
Full price?
Full price this time. Done.
Jeez, I'm still on the $69 day one bandwagon.
Yeah, no. I'd pay full price.
Because for me, I like slightly deeper RPGs. When it comes to my retro, I am a turn-based RPG. I'm not a hack and slash kind of guy. I'm hack and slash new age. I much rather, and I'll get onto it. But the Final Fantasy 15 is fast enough paced for me to actually dive 100 hours into.
That was the one I played.
Yes.
Were you pushing a car?
I pushed that car for 100 hours.
Really?
No, you get to drive and it gets to fly.
I got to drive, but I couldn't get to fly.
Push it for... Yeah, you get to fly after you finish the game.
So what's the point of flying it?
You play endgame. You get to play...
after the game?
Yeah, but you just get to play the game all over again.
With a flying car?
With a flying car.
Okay. So yeah, that's a bit weird. Anyway, back to Links, right?
And that's So I was playing Link's Awakening, and the
Yeah.
young fella's like, "Ooh, can I have a go?" Because he's watched me play a little bit. He's watched me play Fire Emblem a little bit. I was like, "Can't have a go, have a go." Because we played Crash Bandicoot, and I'm obviously, as the people saw, we put a post up the other day. I'm trying to get my kids more into family gaming. Like he'll play FIFA in his bedroom for hours on end, but I don't really go in there and pick up the 2-player controller. I have, and it took me a couple of games to get better than him, and then all of a sudden I was kicked out. You've
Well, have
seen,
you ever thought maybe you shouldn't be better than him?
nah, well,
Common sense. You let them win sometimes.
nah, this is life. Life doesn't let you win. You have to take it by the balls.
Okay.
So I, but then all you do is block and you hit. That was his understanding on it. Obviously, I haven't upgraded weapons. I haven't got
You have
any.
an arrow, and you've got an ice thing, and you got a boomerang.
Yeah.
It's limitless.
I wasn't up to all of that yet. So for now, all it was block, hit, throw some fairy dust in the air, it catches people on fire, and that's it. So he's like,
like Peter Pan, is it?
yeah, he's like, oh, I want to play a different game, and I'm like, all right, what do you want to do? He's like, I said, because you could see he was really starting to get into it because it challenges you to think. Like FIFA, you don't have to think, otherwise you wouldn't buy the exact same game every single year.
No, it is not the same game. They changed the logo. They
Oh,
2019, then they put 2020.
sorry,
Woo!
that's what is it? $100.
Yeah. plus
Loot boxes, yes.
Yeah, why not? Chuck in a couple of them too.
We've just actually had that in our household tonight. The young fella wants an EA account, and I heavily suggested to the partner, don't do that because that's 40% of EA's income is loot boxes, especially from FIFA. Because it's
Hey.
well, you've got to buy all the best characters to get them on your team, so you can play the major leagues. Not major leagues, whatever friggin' soccer's called.
But okay. See, I haven't played. See, my whole sporting career with gaming, I think, was on that NES. Out of bounds, on the full.
Out of
Like
bounds.
that's footy.
Yeah. No.
No.
So I just said, nah, no FIFA. And so we play a bit of Crash Bandicoot, but he can rage quit on that one. We eventually got to send him off to play FIFA to calm down. Because which I enjoy, because he gets a bit into it, and I also get into it, and then luckily the mocking hasn't started because I've got one perfectly up my sleeve. What I get up to with his mother, and that.
I'm not even gonna go there. Oh no!
If it beats me in a game, that'll be my first retort. I'll just put. He'll be sitting there doing that Fortnite dance with the L on the forehead, dancing back and forth, and I'll look him straight in the eye and say, "You should have seen what I done to your mother last night." And that'll be him done. He'll have to run back to FIFA.
I have to move out. Or knock you out. Maybe both actually. Knock you out and then move out.
Yeah.
Mate, be careful. They do grow, yeah. They will get larger, and then you'll get older, and you'll be in trouble.
Yeah, eventually I'll have to watch it.
Oh, be careful. I don't know you don't know what I did. Oh my god.
But no, so we played a bit of Zelda, and I said, all right, I'll play because you could see the RPG. He really liked that, like learning how to jump and spin the sword and all that, and actually making you think. Like one dungeon, it was like you had 3 monsters and you had to kill the skeleton first, and then the bat second, and then the rabbit third. But if you done any of them in a different order, it didn't unlock the chest. And for him, it was like that was mind blowing. It was new. I hated it because I was like, God damn it, I just want to play and get through it. But for him, it was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this. So, because I got the 7-day trial on the Nintendo Online for the Switch. Mm-hmm. So I get I get Breath of Fire 1. Breath of Fire 2 is not on there. I get Breath of Fire 1, fire it up, and off we go. We're playing that, and all of a sudden it's a turn-based RPG with magic and everything like that, and you see the eyes lighting up even more and more. But he's like, oh, what else have you got? Why does the graphics look a bit funny? And I'm like, well,
Funny, a bit ancient.
I'm like, he's right. It's 30 years old. It was,
Yeah.
80s, I reckon. Breath of Fire 1 came out in the 80s. So I was like, you know what? Here we go. I'll blow your mind. And I sat there and I fired up Horizon Zero Dawn because I had it and it was installed.
I haven't actually played that game.
Oh, that game, it was a Sony exclusive and it took me by surprise and I loved it. It was a female...
See, that's why I haven't played it.
Yeah, exactly. It was a female protagonist, like the main person was a female. She just... Very, very... I keep referencing things to Assassin's Creed only because I know you like it. It's very Assassin's Creed Armageddon style, but there's sunlight. You're in
So it's not like Days Gone.
Days Gone, DayZ, all them. No, it's the world has ended, but the sun is still there.
Oh, that's always good.
Oh, and
at least you can see the screen.
It's a beautiful game. It truly is in 4K. I don't believe it's actually true 4K. It came out in 2017. I can't remember when they did bring out another DLC for it, but yeah.
How many parts is that? Is there one or two?
There's number 1 is the main one, then there's one DLC, Frozen Wilds or something like that, and apparently number 2 is coming. But then I read some information on the internet that they're saying it might be a PS5 exclusive, like day 1 release now. So
we need to find out more, and then we'll let the gamers know.
Well, Horizon Zero Dawn was a beautiful game. I'd really recommend it. Just visually, I loved the bow and arrow. It was slower paced than, like, you'd done a bit of stalking. I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan because I'm not a big stealth guy, but in this it feels comfortable enough where you can take them on head to head or stealth. So you just got to pick your battles. You got to be careful of going head to head too quickly too soon. You look at him and his chart. That's too full on for him. It's too big of a game. I'm like, go left. He does 4 rights to.
Well, that's following instructions. He still got where he had to go.
Yeah, well, I'm like,
with the scenic route.
Look up, and it's up and down. What's happening? And I'm just like, okay, that's enough for tonight, and off. And we go back to the sit-down arcade machine, play some Galaga.
It's really hard having a young trying to teach a young person, isn't it? Really,
the hand-eye coordination. Like, obviously, he's not my son. For people who have listened, they probably have heard that. But he is a gamer. Like, he loves FIFA, loves car racing games. My daughters, on the other hand, they're not gamers at all, and they are shocking. So I love firing up the PlayStation with him, getting him in there, firing up the Switch, having a gaming session. Like, we play Crash Bandicoot all the time. The mum ends up coming in, all right, off to bed. I'm like, I don't want to go to bed. And she's like, no, not you. And like, I'm thinking I'm getting kicked to bed. She's like, it's a school night. I'm like, I don't want to go to school anymore. And I'm like, oh, just one more, Mum. And then he's, please, Mum. She's just like, ah. And then I look at him, oh, you should see what I'm going to do to your mum later on. But
still going. I thought you forgot about it and moved on.
No, definitely. I think about it every night. No, and then so we fire up the games. It's just, I want to get something like, we asked the page, what do they think? Like Crash Bandicoot, Mario Kart, Super Mario. You see people playing like Knockout or from Mike Tyson's game on the NES, and yeah, it's just, I want to. Obviously, I've told the story about my dad stomping the PlayStation. He's not a He's not a gamer. So when I got my daughters to start to play at the start, I was given a very, very hard time over it. And so then I questioned my own parenting. Like, society still hasn't completely accepted gaming. It's go outside, get a job. Oh, bet you've got a headache from looking at that computer screen. Even though they're all on their phones and tablets and watching TV the whole entire time, it's the game that causes it, and it's got to be a gamer, I betcha. So
Yeah.
I didn't get my daughters into it as much, but now I see how much fun he's having, and I'm like, you know what? It's on. We're gonna have family gaming night. Take it in turns. Just, I reckon that's gonna be, because I have my daughters on and off 50-50, but it's sort of like a staggered week. So one week I've got a couple of days, the next week I've got 5 days. So on the 5 days, we're like, yeah, let's have a gaming session on the Friday night, a family gaming session. And yeah, if anyone's listening, send the page a message. What do you do? Send in some photos with your kids. I think I done a giveaway for Father's Day last time. Send in photo of yourself and your kids, and you win a prize. Supposed to have done it for Mother's Day, but I think we just literally remembered afterwards. We're like, damn, let's just do a giveaway anyway, just for fun. But
when was Mother's Day? Oh, I'm in trouble.
Didn't we miss Mother's Day? I don't know.
Yeah, but see, we're dead because I don't even remember.
What's this? I just spent $6 on Nintendo. I wonder what that is. Comms Bank tells you when you've spent money, which is a terrible idea, by the way. You don't want that.
You don't want that knowledge.
No, see, I've spent that much money this month on entertainment. I'm like, I've spent probably a little bit more than what I wanted, but yeah, $6.
So is that Nintendo? What is the $6?
I don't know. Nintendo, it's $5.95. Nintendo Australia.
What did you buy?
Maybe I've got a could that be my 12-month online membership subscription? It charges you weekly or monthly, or I don't know. How much is Nintendo these days? $5 a month?
I got no idea. I just pay the bills.
Yeah, that's
I don't want to see the account. It just comes out like, gone.
The door. But yeah, so yeah, I'm very interested in gamer ages. Like, I see some kids out there and they're just absolute little weapons. They're little machines. I'm like
mate, some of them are unreal. Some of them
watch them with phones now, and they, like, I saw a brilliant photo of they gave a Game Boy to a kid, and the kid's trying to swipe the screen. Like, what's going on? Because they're so used. Their life is touch screens. Yep. They're not used to buttons. They're not used to these hard, non-lit back screens.
I'm actually surprised you moved away from the 3210 Nokia.
Oh, I only moved away when I realised you could get porn on your phone.
I'm just going to the toilet, I'll be back.
Now I just carry around a 24-inch monitor. So what the hell are you doing with that?
Mate, I just walk around with a projector. It's so much better.
Pocket projector.
That's it. No. Oh, God.
That's actually my gaming week. Trying to get the young fella into it. Definitely. I feel like RPG gamers, like, and I might get slack for this, but people, when it comes to consoles, they look at PC as in PC master race. I look at RPGs as the master race of the gaming platforms, gaming games.
I don't mind RPGs as long as they're not turn-based. Turn-based really kill me. Like, yeah. I don't want so much time to decide whether I'm going to attack, block, use a spell, use a potion or something. Like, just in the moment, you need to be in that battle or it's whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it's funny, the two different mindsets, because, well, sorry, there's three. You're very action. Got to be hack and slash, go, go, go.
Explosions, everything.
Yes,
happy.
I leave my ATB on as fast as it can go. So while I have time to quickly go through the menus, their timer is still ticking down. So no matter what, I can't just sit there and think about it because they'll keep attacking me. Pierce, on the other hand, he was very turn-based tactical, where he's like, I want to see the fruits of my chess game. I'll move 20 options just for that one attack. And yeah, the three different, because he's a Magic the Gatherer player. Like he'll set up cards for turns, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're dead. All right. Well, do you reckon that's enough from gaming this week? We move on to news.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it sounds good.
What was our number one news this week? I reckon Terminator, Mortal Kombat 11.
That was pretty big.
What do you think is... I can't comment very much because fighting games aren't my genre. I'll buy it. I loved Mortal Kombat 11 actually because the storyline actually was so... Would you say deep? Yeah, probably deep. Like, I actually enjoyed it. Like, there was cinematics. You could barely tell when they finished compared to gameplay, and it was very story. But I literally finished it, and then, boom, off it went. I don't know where that game is.
Well, that's the question I wanted to ask you. You've got the game. I didn't get Mortal Kombat, so I like the originals.
I think I might have given it to one of the streamers.
Yeah. But would Terminator... Look, I like the Terminator. I love the movies, the Terminator. We said it in the previous podcasts with... I even like the TV series that came out, the Sarah Connor series, that only came out for 2 seasons. So everything Terminator is excellent to me. But would that be enough to go back to Mortal Kombat if you've already passed it for yourself? Personally, for myself, I wouldn't go back just for a DLC character. Same as Smash Brothers with Banjo-Kazooie. I'm not a fan of Banjo-Kazooie. But even if I was, would I go back to the game if I don't want to play it anymore? No. I don't think it'd be enough to pull me back in.
Like, that's people who obviously just play one game and they play it meticulously. Like, my brother played League of Legends. I would truly hate to find out how many hours he has put into that game. Like, at one point he had it as a job because he was trying to play pro. He was playing pro, he was entry-level pro. But he would set an alarm, he'd wake up, he'd have breakfast, and he'd start at 6:30. At 9:30 he would have smoko. 12:30 he would have lunch. 3:30 p.m. he'd finish.
How could you do that on one game that much, though?
That was 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for probably 6 months straight.
See, I could do... As I said, I've done 100 hours in No Man's Sky. Well, 138. But how many more hours will I be able to play that game?
Well, League of Legends is a very different style game. But could your attention span actually survive?
Yeah, well, I'm finding that even with No Man's Sky, it's starting to fall off.
Look, normally for me, as soon as I pack that game away, I don't come back to it. And that's why people are like, oh, quick, do a review on this game, do a review on that game. But I'm like, but I'm enjoying this game because I know I won't come back to it. I'll pack it up and I'll literally sit there and say, yeah, oh, man, I should play Zelda Link's Awakening. I enjoyed it. I didn't finish it. I'm only up to the second temple.
You finally admitted what you're really up to. That is shocking.
Hypothetical, of course.
You're shocking. I've nearly finished it. I'm 99%. I'm only up to the second temple.
And then I'm like, don't play that. And that's it. Literally, there's no right, no wrong, no reason in my mind why, but I'm just like, nope, you're not doing that. And I go, no, okay, I guess I'm not. I won't turn it on. Yeah, and so I just won't go back to it. So for me, if they brought out that DLC, like a free DLC, closer to the game's first release, done. I would probably play it, but I'm not even that big on any DLCs these days for some reason. So for me, it's a no. I would love to talk to people who love Mortal Kombat and who still play, because it went bonkers on the page. It
looked sick. It did look good. And if that guy came out with the original game, probably a different story. But because they love their little DLCs, you can get these extra people in. Why don't they just put them in game like they did in the original ones?
Yeah, Exactly.
Money, money, money. That's all they want. And that's where it's disappointing with it. But even like No Man's Sky, like they're bringing out VR now. Like it's too late.
Yeah. See,
Like, not for me because I started late, but for the original players that are still there, like they don't even play them. So
some of them actually do it just to train their developers, I guess. But it's always been that double-edged sword.
But no, I still love No Man's Sky. I'll probably still play it for another 100 hours at least. Okay. So page inquiries, mate. You won't believe what happened this week.
What?
We shared the post of that Bloodborne with 2 fingers in the middle of the CD.
Yes. That was
cheeks.
a good one.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I get a message from Tumblr. So Facebook says it's okay. Instagram says it's okay. Twitter says it's fine. Tumblr says adult content. And I'm like, what?
It's upset.
They gave me a strike. Well, they gave us a strike, actually.
Oh.
It's your fault.
Not my fault.
I can't understand it. Like, if you clearly look at that photo, look, it does look like a fabricated butt. But it's fingers.
Pardon the pun.
That's it. So, I don't know. Sometimes it just gets a little bit silly with all this stuff that they want to try and sensitize everything, but I didn't think it was that inappropriate anyway. What about the resuming a game next time?
That was the meme about when I'm president, I'm going to put in I'm a parent and I've got a busy life, so I'll put in a button, you just push X and it shows you where you're up to a month ago, or you run through the controls. I want to take that further, not the controls, where I'm up to in the game. I play too many RPGs and I turn it back on. By the time I turn it back on, I'm like, what the bloody hell's going on? Where am I? What am I doing here? Like, Final Fantasy is I know where I am in the game because I can tell which continent, but I'm like, have I picked up this? Have I done that? Do I have to run all the way there? And it's like, oh man. And like, I think it was Pokemon Let's Go actually had it where when you turned it on, it just showed you like the last 5 load screens or save screens or something. It showed you when you ran through town to town. So it actually showed you where you ran from to where you ran to. I loved that idea. It's so good because I'd only turn it on probably for them like gaming nights kind of thing. So it was every second Friday and stuff. So it was brilliant. They should do that more often. I don't think it would be a hard concept to do.
But you've got that in games though. So like Link's Awakening, you've got that telephone booth you can go to, and that actually tells you what to do next, or gives you the hint of what to do next.
Yeah, but Link's Awakening's not that deep.
that are fighting words, mate. Be careful where we go. It does have a little bit of lag, but I will fight for it. It's still Zelda.
You'll be swinging as slow and laggy as Zelda does.
I'll get my daughter to deal with you, mate. She'll kill you. What other games do it? I'm pretty sure there's other games that actually do it as well. There has to be.
I'll look that up more for next week. I think it was just a concept that I saw and I was like, you know what? I like that. It was a good meme. Everyone else loved it. And I was like, you know what? That's definitely a talking point. I believe it's definitely something.
You definitely need something there to help you because I understand what you're saying because I went back to No Man's Sky after I did like a week of Zelda. And when I went back there, I'm like, oh, what was I up to? What was I doing? And like I was crafting something. I had to work out what I was doing again for that quest. And that's the bit that took time. Okay, so you got anything else this week you want to discuss, Steve?
Nah, that's me. I reckon that's did we discuss how we done the book review? We got the book review out for Pixel Crib, so jump over to either our website or pixelcrib.com.au, pixelcrib.com.au. Have a look at their stuff, guys. The more stuff you buy, the less stuff I have to buy, so it's better that way. But yeah, have a chat to them. Definitely a brilliant system. They're a brilliant service they've got on offer. And yeah, jump over to our website, GamerzDownunder.com, Gamers with a Z, and have a read. We've done some reviews this week. If not, just remember, Gamer's got a game.
And it will never be game over.
Go push that outro button.